It's time to have a giant start to this brand new season. Find out what's going on as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So we've got a brand new season and we've got 2 cards that just came out today. I'll be talking about the Supergiant today, and I'll be talking about the season pass part on Thursday when the actual patch notes come out. So let's talk about Supergiant, who she is and what she does. Supergiant is an integral member of Thanos' Black Army. She is dedicated to helping the Titan achieve his goals. She is a mentally unstable telepathic parasite who seeks out intelligence and devours it. Her telepathic abilities allow her to mind control anyone and feed on their intellect. Supergiant is obsessively loyal to Thanos, and any information she steals from the minds of others is immediately transmitted to her master's mind. If Supergiant were to discover the location of an Infinity Stone, Thanos would know immediately. Thanos has sent his team to several planets in order to test their skills and find the Infinity Stones. Supergiant gets sadistic pleasure from controlling, altering, and ultimately devouring the minds of Thanos' enemies. Her telepathic abilities are so strong, she overwhelms some of the greatest minds on Earth. She despises anyone who stands in her way, and that includes the X-Men, the Avengers, and the Inhumans. Supergiant uses her telepathic abilities to mind control entire teams to help her raid ships for their supplies. She uses her abilities of mental manipulation to get others to faithfully serve her master and break down any resistances in the way. Despite her unstable nature, Supergiant works well with other members of the Black Order. Her powers are: Supergiant has the ability to read minds and control the minds of people of any race. She is described as a mental parasite. She can control, steal, and devour the minds of her victim, making them more subservient to her will. She can phase through almost anything, including opponents and obstacles. She is immune to all forms of physical damage, has super strength, and can levitate herself. Supergiant can possess and control multiple individuals at will. This is represented in Marvel Snap by her making all cards play next turn, not reveal themselves until the end of the game. In Marvel Snap, she is a 4 power. In Marvel Snap, she is a 4 cost, 6 power character that was the description of on reveal. All cards played this next turn do not reveal until the end of game, not just one turn, but until the entire end of the game. I feel out her 5-star rating is 3, and I'm gonna explain why in just a second here. So the first card that we've got to compare her to in this has got to be the most noted card here. It simply is Invisible Woman. I think you gotta go beat for beat and point for point for Invisible Woman. This is almost a pure doubling of Invisible Woman if you want to think about it. It's double the power, double the energy, and basically does what Invisible Woman does, but almost better. The thing about Invisible Woman is when you put her down on turn 2, somebody knows what's going to go on. Where if you put a Supergiant on 4, it might be too late to actually stop anything. That's what makes her really good in a holodeck. So now instead of playing Invisible Woman, you can play the Supergiant on 4, you play the other card that goes with this, which is the Modok, to keep the Modok hit until the end of game. And then you play the Howl on 6, so that's a 4, 5, 6, and that's a big power spike. And the great thing about the Supergiant as compared to the Invisible Woman is you don't have to play the Modok on top of the Supergiant. You can play the Modok anywhere else. So it's really hard to soul read where that's gonna go. When you compare her to other 4-drop cards, she's about right where an Enchantress would be. So if you look at the 4s just by themselves for power-wise, go near the top here, and we look down. And we see that basically she falls right around White Queen of her powers. So she's basically about the level and almost par for how Enchantresses works. You know, Enchantress takes away the ongoing where the Supergiant makes it so that they don't reveal. So it's almost a par for par, point for point thing that you could use for an Enchantress if you know that they're going to play something other next turn. And instead of using the Enchantress, you use the Supergiant instead and walk what they're going to play on turn 5. It's not that bad of an idea. Some of the 5s that it will block that are nasty out there are the Hobgoblin, the Professor X, the Witch, the Sandman, and even the Galactus, because Galactus likes to play down on turn 5 a lot of times. So if you drop this down, the Galactus doesn't reveal until actually the end of the game. And what's interesting to remember is how it is actually written now. The YF comes into effect here. Because the YF will take down anything that hasn't revealed itself. Which is really interesting with how she's written, because there's actually kind of a way where you could play Magic early game and get something on 5, get something on 6, and get something on 7, all for a while. There was not just one kind. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to forget. It's until the end of game. There's another version of this where basically you go on 4, you skip 5, and then you play the Infinite and something else on 6. I mean, one of the best cards for her, believe it or not, might be the Taskmaster, because you can just skip the 5 with something nice on 6, and then drop down the Taskmaster, and your opponent can't really do much about it. Like the She-Hulk. For the rest of the particular week that we have this week's a pretty good week. Other than Supergiant, we've got one of the OG Taskmasters that are in here, the Darkhawk. This has been a workhorse for the longest time. This card keeps showing up again and again. Reliable deck after reliable time had Darkhawk come down. It has never fallen off the top of the pyramid. It took a little bit of a hump and bite when Blob was really out and going, but other than that, it's right back up there since Blob brought that nerf to it. And the other one is Zabu. If you've ever played this game, you've known Zabu. You've seen Zabu. You want Zabu if you don't have Zabu. This is a week where you want, if you don't have them, any of these cards are going 3 deep for sure. 4 deep for sure. Take the WAF card, see what you get. Even if you own Darkhawk, you might go the 3 deep anyways. Get a nice variant for Darkhawk. This is not a bad variant for Darkhawk. And pick up the Zabu and pick up the Supergiant. If you own the Zabu, go 3 deep and pick up the Darkhawk and the Supergiant. There's a lot of bad choice in here. This is a week where I would throw every key at this and just be like, give me, let's be done. I will still always spend one key on the sleep because that is the rule that I go by. So let's find out what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's all find what's in the box. Dark Hawk! A nice one to get. Unfortunately, I already do own a Dark Hawk. And a nice Dark Hawk at that one, believe it or not. Let me show my Dark Hawk real quick. That's my Dark Hawk that I already own. Nice. 6. I will see if I have ever done a time different out on Dark Hawk. If not, I will do him this Friday. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, lay for home.